without always having to do a factor tree. All right? And the way to always look into doing a factor tree, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't written these written these numbers down, or wrote these numbers, written these numbers down, right? That's what I'm trying to do, Crystal, but thank you. You guys can see these are all square numbers. 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, and so forth. Now, we know, if you guys look at this, the square root of 200, we don't know what the square root of 200 is. So, since we can't figure out the square numbers, what we do want to do is be able to determine, can we rewrite 200 instead of using a factor tree? Can I rewrite 200 as, can I rewrite it as a product of one of these numbers I can take the square root of? And yeah, you can rewrite this as 100 times 2. And what's nice about this is, do I know what the square root of 100 is? Yeah, it's 10, right? So I don't have to go through always the factor tree and so forth. Then a to the 6th and b to the 7th, I'm going to want to write those as those variables raised to the 2nd power, right? Because what I want you to understand, Ashley, please stop talking as I'm going through this. What I want you guys to understand is the square root of a squared is equal to a, right? So I want to represent a to the 6th as many a squareds as possible. Well, I can rewrite that as a squared times a squared times a squared. And then I can also do that for b to the 7th. Now I have to include an extra b because b squared times b squared times b squared is b to the 6th. And I have to multiply it by b one more time to get it to be b to the 7th. So what is the square root of 100? 10. What is the square root of a squared? A. Square root of a squared? A. Square root of a squared? A. B, b, b. These are all multiplied by each other. Now, what is still left in my square root? I still have the 2, and I still have the b, so they remain under the radical. Now, a times a times a is a cubed. B times b times b is b cubed times the square root of 2b. Yes?
When you got the 10, are you supposed to simplify it?
No, you don't have to, because the square root of 100 is 10.
I'm so sorry.
Square root of 100 is 10.